Hello everybody, welcome back. This is part 2 of my April music finds. As I said in my previous video a couple days ago, I was showing my vinyl that I had a part 2 where I show some CDs, and so I'm just going to jump right into it. Now, I'm not going to show CDs that I've already done dedicated videos to, such as Michael Nesmith, hit the 50th anniversary of pretty much your standard Ranch Stash, the Wood Brothers, the Zombies. I've done videos on all those. You don't need to see them again. First, I got a bunch of jazz albums from Impulse Records. Impulse was having a massive sale, like a spring cleaning sale. And, I mean, these CDs were like $4 or $5 a piece. So let me just jump right through these. I haven't listened to all of them, so just bear with me. I have We Get Requests, the Oscar Peterson Trio. Love Oscar Peterson and his piano playing. Crescent, the John Coltrane Quartet, McCoy Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones. These first four are the ones I haven't listened to yet. The Lost Album, Both Directions at Home, John Coltrane. Came out in 2018. And then My Favorite Things, Coltrane at Newport. So this was 2007. Restored from the master tapes. Of course, My Favorite Things was his signature song for many, many years. I picked up Stan Getz in the Oscar Peterson Trio from 1958. Great stuff on there. I love Stan Getz. Getz and Gilberto is one of my favorite albums. Thelonious Monk, Palo Alto. This was kind of a lost album. Came out in 2020. Really, really great. I love Monk. He does a great version of Ruby, My Dear. I Love You, Sweetheart of All My Dreams. Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section. I know Kraft just reissued this not too long ago. This is the 2010 reissue. I have a couple more Coltrane's here. Ballads, the John Coltrane Quartet. The one thing I'll say about these CDs, and you can see I've got the CD falling out. They're very hard to get out of these. So I don't know if they've been in a warehouse for a while, but the CD's stuck. So I put it in there very loosely because I didn't want to break the CD. So there's that. John Coltrane and Johnny Hartman. This was really good. Johnny Hartman is a great kind of bluesy singer. So I think he's the only singer really that Coltrane collaborated with multiple times. Really, really good. Well, yeah, like really good. I just can put those back right there. I got some Ella Fitzgerald. Classic Ella and Louis. Louis Armstrong, one of her go-to collaborators. They have versions of Can't We Be Friends, Isn't This a Lovely Day, Moonlight in Vermont, They Can't Take That Away From Me, Foggy Day, Cheek to Cheek. Really, really good. And again, these were all on Impulse. Go check out Impulse, see if they're still having any kind of sale. This was really cool. Mac the Knife, Ella live in Berlin. She does this great like improvisational version of Mac the Knife, the Bobby Darin tune. She also does that Old Black Magic, Our Love Is Here to Stay, Lady is a Tramp, Love for Sale, Summertime. Really, really cool. Ella, what a singer, man. This is a compilation, Ella and Louis sing Gershwin. So you've got some great tunes by the Gershwin brothers that Ella and Louis sang. Most of these are duets, a few individuals. I Got Plenty of Nuttin'. They Can't Take That Away From Me, Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, Foggy Day, Love Is Here to Stay, It's Wonderful, I Was Doing Alright. Great sound. And then lastly, a little disappointing actually, this album. This came out last year. Ella at the Hollywood Bowl, singing the Irving Berlin songbook. The sound on this was really weird. It was almost tinny. Like there wasn't a lot of the band in the back. It was, I don't know, something was missing from it. It was a little flat. Maybe I'll need to listen to it again. But, yeah, we'll see. And, let's see. yeah, that's all the jazz. So next, let me show some classic rockers here, because some of you all are probably already leaving because I'm showing so much jazz. These were albums by some classic, classic rock singers. I've shown this one in a video already. Alan Clark featuring Graham Nash, I'll Never Forget. Of course, Alan Clark was the original lead singer of the Hollies. Had some really, scary vocal issues that set him back a decade or so. And he came back in 2019, I believe, with an album. And so this is the second album of his comeback. So Graham Nash is on most of these tunes with him, his former Holly bandmate. And kind of a bluesy album. Pretty good for two guys in their early 80s. Speaking of guys in their early 80s, Ian Hunter, Defiance Volume 1. I've talked about this one in that same video. Ian Hunter, the original lead singer of Mott the Hoople. This is on the Sun record label. Really, really cool. Lots of guests on there. Slash, Jeff Beck, one of his final performances. Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. Joe Elliott from Aerosmith. Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers. So really, really cool. I finally picked up the Pink Floyd Live at Wembley. I didn't want to do the full box set. It was just ridiculously overpriced for what it was. So I got the CD. Really, really cool cover. It's like this matted, like rubbery almost feel. But it's Pink Floyd doing Dark Side live in Wembley in 1974. So really, really cool. And then I got this compilation, The Kinks, The Journey Volume 1. This is the first of a couple of compilations that are going to be coming out celebrating the Kinks' 60th anniversary. You've got 36 tracks on here. Each track has a commentary by the three surviving members of the Kinks, the Davies brothers and Mick Avery, the drummer. So the booklet has all sorts of information. So really, really great stuff. Some deep cuts, some hits, all that good stuff. And then lastly, another one of my favorite record labels, just like Impulse, put out on a spring cleaning sale. And I took advantage of that. I think everything was 40% off, so none of these were more than $7. J.D. McPherson, who I've talked about before, this is his most recent album of non-Christmas music from 2017. It is Undivided Heart and Soul. If you like rockabilly, if you like, Stray Cats, if you like a little bit of soul, check out J.D. McPherson. He's fantastic. And Jimmy Sutton, the bass player, he collaborates with a bunch of people on stand-up bass. So really, really good rockabilly album. And then I got a couple of albums by one of my favorite trios, I should say. The Devil Makes Three. This is their album. What is it? I'm a Stranger Here. Really, really good from 2013. If you like, it's almost like punk meets ragtime meets bluegrass. Like, it's really, like, anybody that likes punk music, you should check this out. Guys like Gary, Physical Format, Aaron Mutha Alamere. If you like punk music, check out The Devil Makes Three. They are a powerhouse. So this is a really, really good album. I'd never listened to it before. And then the other Devil Makes Three album, again on New West, Chains Are Broken. Again, more of the same kind of sound. Actually, no, this one was the 2018 album. This one's got a little bit more full band electric sound to it. So, I got a couple of albums from Justin Townes Earle, one of my favorite songwriters who tragically died of a drug overdose during COVID. Kids in the Street, his album from 2017. He does a great version at the end. It's a hidden track of Graceland by Paul Simon. Check it out. Great songs on here. Champagne Corolla, Kids in the Street, Faded Valentine, Stamo Staggerly, where he's, it's kind of like a part 2 of the old folk song Staggerly. So really, really good. And Justin Townes Earle, just one of my favorite songwriters and singers and guitar players for that matter. And his last album, The Saint of Lost Causes, which came out in 2019. Great stuff on here too. The Saint of Lost Causes is a great track. Ain't Got No Money, Mornings in Memphis, Frightened by the Sound, Appalachian Nightmare, Say Baby, Talking to Myself. I mean, he's gritty. That kind of gives you, he kind of followed along the same path as like Townes Van Zandt or Guy Clark or those guys. I mean, his dad is Steve Earle, so that should give you a taste of the type of stuff that he's doing. And speaking of the old block, I did get a couple of Steve Earle records. This is Steve Earle and the Dukes Terraplane, also again New West Records. This is Steve Earle's blues album. Really, really great, and he's been with the Dukes now for quite some time. So fantastic band. I love Steve Earle's sound. And then one of his more recent albums from 2020, Ghosts of West Virginia. It's a concept album about mining in West Virginia. So I'm really, really pleased with this album. He does a great song on here called John Henry Was a Steel Driving Man, his own original. Devil Put the Coal in the Ground, Union, God, and Country, Black Lung. It's just so good. This is a good album. Like, I would venture to say this is a great album. Ghost of West Virginia. So there you go. Those are some CD finds under 12 minutes. So let me know what you think of these finds. Again, some great sales going on this April, so I was happy to have them. So for this series, I will see you again after May comes around. So in the meantime, subscribe, please, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you in the comments. Y'all be good. Take care. And we'll talk to you soon.